Welcome to Beltway 95 Sports Post Game recap. Washington football team versus Seattle Seahawks on this week's episode of Beltway 95 Sports. Well, welcome back to this week's episode of Beltway 95 Sports. Well, the final score 15-20 Seattle. A lot of people like to blame Haskins for all the issues with the Washington football team from the time he started to the time he was placed with Alex Smith eventually. The only thing I could see about the game yesterday, Haskins, he had some bright moments. He had a few interceptions. One wasn't his fault. It got bounced up in the air, and unfortunately a Seattle receiver actually came down with the ball. So I really don't blame that on Haskins. But Haskins, the way I looked at the game, he seemed like he tried to manage it somewhat with a way Alex Smith would have done. But it seemed like he's still missing a few cues. I know he's not really taking the first string snaps. I know he started to do that when he entered the game, the end portion of the game last week, whatever. So I just assumed he would have progressed to this week. I didn't really think they would win against Seattle, even with that winning formula they had with Alex Smith. Now, maybe if Alex Smith would have been in the game, it probably would have been a different outcome, but you never know. Like I said, it was a close game. Haskins hung in there, and like I said earlier, a lot of people like to blame Haskins for the issues. That game, a lot of the issues fell on the defense. Haskins doesn't get the time enough to pass the ball, with all that pressure that Seattle threw at him. He's going to throw a pick here and there. He's going to, get a sack here and there if the pockets fail him. I mean, he's still young. Technically, this is his second year, and he's been missing some games this year because of his poor performance. So you can't blame the kid, but here in the D.C. area, especially when it comes to the Washington football team, we've had a lot of down years with the team, high expectations every single year, and they seem to fail us every single year. And like this season, the beginning of the year, everybody had high hopes that we would at least, go into the playoffs, whether that's due to the division or that extra wild card spot. And then a few games into the season, everybody's like, okay, well, here we go again. We're losing. We're not going nowhere. So now we're in the fight for the NFC East. The fortunate thing about us, we play in a very weak division. For some reason this year, the NFC East has been in the toilet. And that goes from all four teams as well. Fortunately, the Giants lost last night against the Cleveland Browns. They didn't put much of a fight. So we still got a chance. We got 2 games left, and that's all we need. If we win out, we get the division. But also, if we win one more game, if we win 1 out of the 2, we get the division because the Giants have the Ravens next week. The Ravens need to win that game. And the Giants didn't put no effort against Cleveland last night. I don't see them putting up much of a fight against Baltimore. So I would probably chalk that as a loss to New York. Hopefully we can come out and win next week's game. If we don't, we still got the final game of the week to win. As long as we come out 1 game ahead of New York, we're good to go. But I just hate to see how people always blame Haskins. I look at a lot of the YouTube channels here. There are some good ones that cover the Washington football team, but then there are some that they have this negative, attitude and they trying to be like ESPN, which you can't do. And that's a lot of people would hate about ESPN. They have these overpaid analysts, and half of them don't know what the hell they're talking about at all. But you see some of these channels try to follow that pattern here. And they're trying to tell the team what they're supposed to be doing, and the players should be doing this and players should be doing that. Some of these people never play football a day in their life. Don't even have no type of relationship with the team whatsoever. But they're trying to tell what the players should do. They're the experts. And as fans, we all like to throw our opinion here and there. But here, I try to take a back seat to that because I don't know what's in the training room. I don't know what the Washington football team is doing. And every NFL team is different from week to week. Every team, I don't care if it's even the Kansas City Chiefs, they win differently every week. They don't win the same way every single week because every team is different. Every individual player is different. A player could come in to work, come in to work, have the greatest attitude, everything's wonderful, he's going to play his heart out. You got another player that may have some family issues the night before. He don't feel like playing. He may have some health injuries he haven't told anybody about. He's tired. They don't want to play. How many of us come to work and we're tired? We don't give our best performance. Or some of us come, we got family issues. We don't want to be bothered at work. We give a half effort. Sometimes we come to work, we great, we wonderful. We put all our effort into our job and we're doing great. It's no different than any athlete in any league, sports league. So I say, give Haskins a try. Like I said, hopefully, I heard Alex should be good to go for next week game. I hope he is because he has that winning formula with the team, Alex Smith. Now, Haskins trying to develop something. He did something yesterday, and I can't blame all of him. It's a team effort. And you saw towards the end of the game that when he's walked off the field, had his head low, and Chase Young came up behind him and said, "Come on, man, we got to go." And then he started picking up his pep and ran off the field, whatever. But I guess if just Chase Young say, "Look, we got this. We're not gonna win every game. You gave your best effort. It's not only you. It's the defense gave up some great plays too. So it's a team effort. Let's regroup and see what we can do next week." If Alex is a start, that's wonderful. If not, I think Haskins will put a little bit more effort, a little more detail into next week's game. If we lose, I hate to say it, so be it. We lose, we lose. Our expectation from the middle of the season or the 3 first games in the season to now, we had no chance of making the playoffs whatsoever. To now, we do. It's no different like any other year with this team. We have high hopes in the beginning, and we always get let down towards the end because we don't go anywhere. And at least this year, we have a chance to go somewhere. Whether it was Haskins or whether it was Alex Smith. The defense, the offense, and special teams have to do their jobs in order to make it to the next level. I'm pretty sure we'll actually make the playoffs. I don't see the Giants, with that performance they put on last night, I don't see everyone going anywhere. I see us winning the East. Now, what we do in the playoffs, that's a different story. Hopefully, we'll, change as a different team and actually can go further in the playoffs and shock the world, and bring a title. But like I said, you guys just stop blaming Haskins for everything. Stop blaming him. Even if he's on the sidelines and he wasn't playing at all, people want to blame him for the woes of the team. He's not this, he's not that. Everybody is different. It's not just him. It's a team effort. He's not the only person on that field. So, like I said, stop blaming Haskins. Get a kid a try because you never know. He may be our starter next year. Because you think about it, we'll probably end up we'll win the next 2 games. I assume we will. And that means the lower draft pick we'll end up getting. So we won't be able to get a good top quarterback in next year's draft. So it may have to hold on to Haskins and probably sign a veteran. Some people say Cam Newton. I don't know if anybody want Cam Newton. I think he's on his last leg. So Haskins probably be our only option for next year. That's if Alex Smith even come back or the team even sign him back to next year. But what you guys' thoughts and opinions? I say get a kid a shot. Stop hating on Haskins. Give him a try. It's a team sport. So like always in these videos, I want you to be safe. Wear your face mask. And stop the violence in D.C. Stop the violence in the DMV. Take care of yourself. And this is, I guess, going to be our Christmas edition. You guys have a Merry Christmas. And the people out there that's struggling and can't find a way, you may not have a lot of money to get the gifts that you wanted to give your family this year. Sometimes gifts are not the only thing. You give them your heart. Everybody understands that everybody's under pressure. Everybody don't have a lot of money, a lot of means this year. But whatever you have, be thankful, and you always has next year. Your fortunes can turn around in the next year. All of our fortunes can. And like I said, you gotta be safe. Catch you on next week's episode of Beltman at 5 Sports. Thank you.